everybody, it's Kerry and Anna back with another interview today with Jamie Tawse from the City of Glasgow College, and he is one of this year's finalists for the AoC Fitness Training Competition. So good morning to you, Jamie.
Good morning, how are we doing?
We are very, very well. So how are you?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Very, very busy, but doing well. Very excited for the competition coming up.
Oh, I bet you are, because it's not long now. We're literally days away now.
Yeah, no, it is. It's definitely getting more and more nerve-wracking as we get there, but definitely excited to get down.
Oh, so are you joining us from the lovely city of Glasgow today, or are you somewhere else? Or
no, I'm through in Gargunnock, so I'm just outside Stirling. I used to go through to college. I used to drive through. I used to stay through there. But then we're kind of locked down and everything happened. I moved back through here. And now college is done. I've graduated. I've just kind of situated myself back in the hometown. So, yeah, through in Gargunnock today. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Lovely part of the world. I love Scotland very much. So it's a lovely place. So can you tell us firstly, how did you get to know about the competition? How did you get started with the whole journey? Who got you involved?
So the first time I ever heard about the WorldSkills competition was from one of the lecturers at City of Glasgow College on my induction there. So just over 2 years ago, they almost kind of used it as like a little incentive tool to be like, there's a competition that you can do at the end of your 2 years where you get to go away and you get to go and compete for personal training. I was like, that sounds amazing. And that was pretty much on the very first day that I went through before I even started any of my college course. So just over 2 years ago, I heard about it. And then coming to the end of my second year of college, my lecturer then kind of brought the subject back up again. Obviously, I knew the lecturer a whole lot better, and he knew my skills. And he just said to me, he was like, "Do you want to do the WorldSkills?" And I was like, that sounds amazing. Let's go and give it a shot, see what happens. Did not expect to be sitting here, to be honest. I trusted in myself enough to get myself, fairly far, but now it's kind of coming to fruition. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I'm also really, really excited. But yeah, I just know about it through my lecturer, who's been super supportive the entire way through.
It's good to be nervous about it. It means you care about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you did a couple of courses at college. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, absolutely. So after I came out of high school, I went in to do an apprenticeship year at a place called Active Stirling, which is like my local authority. And I've done an apprenticeship in multi-sports coaching and leisure facility. I can't remember exactly what the qualification is called, but it was like an SVQ level 7 or something like that. So I went and done that. And through the apprenticeship, I worked with Active School. So I was out delivering sports programs, creating my own festivals and stuff like that, which was really good. It really helped with kind of like organizational skills with, kind of building myself up. It was a really, really good starting point for me. And through that, I picked up my swim qualification as well. So I'm also now a swim teacher, which is great. It's really, really rewarding. So through my apprenticeship year, I also picked up extra work as a swim teacher. And then that just kind of sustained me through until my first year of college. First year of college came around, I went and got myself a job in Glasgow as a swim teacher just to kind of keep the money up for, funding student life, which is always a bit of a mission. But yeah, then lockdown sort of hit. So when lockdown hit, it was very much touch and go, contracted hours, furlough, everything like that. So I was trying to look for different ways to kind of bring more income into my life. And I seen that City of Glasgow actually offered up a job for a boot camp instructor. So I ran loads of online classes for boot camps for free through the City of Glasgow. So it was like a free service for the students. So I used to have quite a few people coming along to those things there. I just kept myself going with that. And then coming out the other side of my second year, I then took up more work as a swim teacher just to kind of keep a steady income whilst I'm kind of setting up things with my business as well. So I set up my own business as I came out the other side of college. So now I'm a freelance personal trainer, and I'm also working in a private gym solely geared towards mental health and exercise.
You've been busy.
Very. It has been such a mission. It's been a little bit crazy, to be fair.
So it sounds like obviously you started with the apprenticeships. Obviously, you've got a big swim background there. Obviously, now you're a qualified PT as well. So you've got a lot of strings to your bow.
Yes.
Have you always wanted to work in the fitness industry? Because it sort of sounds like you've always been on that path.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I didn't really have a clear idea of what I wanted to do until, strangely enough, about 3 months before I finished my college course. I was like, I have no idea where I'm wanting to go with this. I could go because like the idea of being like starting up my own business and being a freelance personal trainer, it was such a foreign feeling. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to do this. I still feel like a child, you know, like I feel like I'm fresh out of school. I don't know what I'm doing at all. Very much didn't have enough confidence in myself to be like, you know what, I want to go and be a personal trainer. And then I looked at kind of other options, you know, working in like commercial gyms and stuff like that. And it just didn't really appeal to me that much. But I mean, for me, fitness has always been something that's been a part of my life. I mean, I started kind of when I was like 14, 15. I used to go and volunteer for rugby clubs. I was quite an avid rugby player. So I used to go and volunteer for rugby clubs, used to coach the school teams, everything like that, which was great. Done my sports leadership, which is like a little course that we have up here for like the 6 years, which was amazing. So many opportunities came from it, a lot of coaching experience. But yeah, I think it's always something that's really just sat really well with me. I think the ability to be able to interact with people in the way that we do and have the ability to not only change lives but save certain lives when it comes to fit, health and exercise. You know, I think it is really truly amazing, and that's also partially one of the reasons why I picked up my qualification or my diploma in exercise referral. So that's something else I came out this other side of about 2 months ago. So I managed to pick up that diploma alongside my health, fitness and exercise. I feel like I'm pretty well equipped to be able to go and help change some people's lives. So
You mentioned earlier, obviously, about that connection between fitness and mental well-being. Do you think that's a really important thing for just, you know, yourself, or is that a really important message for everybody?
I think it's a really important message for everybody. I think from my perspective, there are so many problems with the fitness industry right now that are not being tackled in the way that they should be. And one of the courses I'm actually going on in around about 3 weeks' time, it's the mental health and exercise coaching qualification, which was brought out by a guy called Dan Hancock, who actually comes from the same hometown as me, but he's all over the UK now delivering these courses, which is amazing. And you know, it's mental well-being is the bread and butter. It's the foundation to almost every single person. You know, and the stigma has definitely been broken down over the past couple of years for sure, especially coming through lockdown. A lot of these issues cropped up and a lot of the stigma was broken, but there definitely still is a stigma there. And I feel as though I can impact so many more lives, and people have the opportunity to impact their own lives in such a tremendous way when you focus more on their mental health when it comes to exercise. But yeah, I think for me and for everybody else, it's something that should not be shied away from, and it shouldn't be like a sort of taboo topic to be like, or you know, being able to open up to your friends about certain things, or even when it comes to the gym as well. Like there's so many things that come into going to the gym, whether it's your gym anxiety, you know, there's X, Y, Z, and I feel like tackling habits and mental health right at the very start of your fitness journey is one of the best ways to set up yourself for a sustainable training future, if that makes sense.
So is that something you want to kind of work towards for the future, to combine the two, the fitness thing? Is that like, have you got a dream goal? You've obviously got your own business that you've started.
Yes. So in the future, or like right now, things are kind of, you know, they're progressing at like a relatively okay rate. I think there's different aspects of my life that are tying in, especially like financial problems and stuff like that. But I think just being able to keep myself persistent with it is what's going to be able to keep me going. But yeah, definitely down the road, I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, I'm going to be able to fund my own gym, whether that's in my local area, whether it's in one of the bigger cities. But it's definitely going to be geared towards more mental health and exercise as opposed to just physical fitness. Obviously, that's not ruling out, you know, everybody to be like, okay, well, if you're not focused on your mental health, you can't come to this gym. Like, it's not going to be like that, because, you know, not everybody suffers with poor mental health. But yeah, no, it's definitely something I'm very, very passionate about, and something that I really want to pursue on a much bigger level, because I feel like it does have the ability to change the fitness industry if we manage to get some sort of message out of there that, you know, especially with the fitness industry, they're so heavily focused on aesthetic based goals. You know, everybody's like, oh, I want to train to look skinny. Or the guys are like, I want to train to get big. I want to get muscly. And it's directly tied with a reduced quality of life. And it's so unsustainable to the point of like, well, let's try and train to help you feel more confident, to help you feel more happy, to help you feel more fulfilled, to help you feel loved. You know, there's so many different aspects in this fitness industry that can be geared towards being happier in life as opposed to having abs. You know, there's so much more to life than that. And I feel like personal trainers are missing the cue on that. There's such a big aspect of it that they're missing out on.
Yeah, I'm sat here in awe. It's so different to hear something like that, you know, from a personal trainer to you know, that you want to help people in that way. It's just it's really inspirational. Absolutely love it. So last year's competition was all online. How do you feel now about this year being face to face and getting to go to Loughborough College and compete in person?
I'm feeling really excited about it, because initially when we started off with the WorldSkills journey, my support, or my lecturer, who was the kind of main contact for the WorldSkills, he was saying, I'm not sure whether it's going to be online or not. We're not sure if we're going to be able to actually go down. And I think the original plan was to go down to Birmingham and then have the big event. And I was like, you know, that sounds amazing. Is it realistic though, with all the restrictions still? And it's just like, you know what, I'm not going to be mad if it's online. I'm still going to have the opportunity to compete. But yeah, being able to have the opportunity to go down to Loughborough, especially, you know, I'm bringing my client with me, and we've got another competitor from City of Glasgow as well. You know, I think it's going to be a really, really good experience for us, especially because our travel arrangements, you know, we've got our own wee flight set up to get down there, and we've got our own hotel. It's really exciting, because it's something we almost never ever get to do. It feels like we're going on sort of like a school trip, except it's not a school trip. But yeah, no, I think it is. I'm really quite excited for it. I think the qualifiers and everything like that with the online Zoom, I feel like it was very fitting to our current environment. You know, we're not always going to be able to see clients in person. We're not always going to be able to do everything in person. And because so much of the fitness industry is now moving towards online stuff as well, I did feel as though it was very fitting, and I felt as though I got myself across in a good enough manner that, I got myself into the finals anyway. So, but yeah, no, it's I'm really, really excited to be getting down there and getting competing.
Yeah, you guys do have the furthest to travel, so yeah. So
Yeah.
I hope you're making a little bit of a road trip out of it for yourselves.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So can you tell us about your journey in the competition so far? So, you know, can you tell us a little bit about what you had to do in the heats, and of course the preparation you had to do ready for the finals this weekend?
Yeah, so initially, I believe the first submission was the promo video and a session plan. So I worked very closely alongside my client to be like making sure that I had almost every aspect of it down. I wanted to like absolutely nail it as best I could. And I looked at the promo video. I was YouTubing how to edit videos as much as I was going all out for it. Ended up downloading this little app on my phone. It's called InShot, and I managed to, you know, kind of do bits and bobs here and there, which was really, really good. Really, really positive experience for me. Very much, it's pushed me to learn a lot more about a wide variety of things instead of just kind of niching down on one thing, if that makes sense. You know, it's made me think about, you know, the program development, the session development, you know, looking at videos, editing videos, the business aspect of it. You know, I feel like one of the business aspect has been one of the most valuable, and being able to kind of put out promo videos and stuff like that. So that the first stage wasn't too bad, and then obviously I got through to it was the heats after that, right?
Yeah.
So the heats, I wanted to get creative with it. So in the heats, I done an every minute on the minute session, and instead of using your traditional dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, everything like that, which my client had at his house, which I could have used very easily, I was like, I want to kind of switch this up and go for very common household items. So what I got him to do was he's got cats at his house, so I got him to grab the big bag of cat litter, and we were doing overhead lunges with the cat litter, and then we were...
I thought you were going to say you grabbed the cats.
Yeah, I was worried where that was going. I was like,
Initially I was going to go for washing powder, because washing powder boxes are quite heavy, so I was like, and he was like, I don't have any washing powder, it's nearly done. And I was like, right, okay, cool, let's go and grab the cat litter then. We're doing overhead lunges with those, and then we got his backpack and filled that up with weights, and I think it was like 2-litre bottles of like milk or something like that, and I was getting to do burpees with like a backpack full of milk, and I was just like, I honestly, it was a really fun experience, and to be able to kind of explore that avenue. But yeah, journey so far has been really, really good. And in the prep for this weekend, I've been really looking at the program development, making sure, because I submitted everything for that. But prep, I'm looking at making sure I've got some sort of plan together for my small group session. I'm brushing up on my interview and my business skills, just to make sure I'm covering all bases when it comes to the sort of interview aspect. I think I'm most nervous about that, to be honest. Because when it comes to like hard skills, I feel like hard skills, it's to the right PT, it'll come naturally. If you're in with clients all the time, you're having to explain these moves all the time, then it'll come as second nature. So I'm hoping that I have it down, but I'll definitely be brushing up on kind of mechanics and things like that, just to add a little bit more kind of technicality into, kind of not show off so much, but show off basically. So yeah, looking forward to that. And I think the PT and business interview, I think that's the part that I'm kind of looking forward to, but also the most nervous for, because I feel like that's obviously something that's, for me, I was very nervous about until I kind of started it, and now it's kind of come to the point of like, I never thought I'd have to kind of pitch myself to somebody. So yeah, looking forward to that for sure. But lots of prep for the small group sessions, making sure I've got everything down before I get going on the Saturday morning.
So you say you're nervous, but look how far you've come. You're in the finals.
Yeah.
You've done such a fantastic job just to get there. It's not an easy feat at all.
No. Yeah, no, it is very... I'm trying to stay humble about it for sure, because obviously I'm getting these emails through. It's like, okay, you're top 8 in the UK, and I'm feeling all good about myself. I'm like, this is amazing, feeling great about it. And obviously I've got the other person from City of Glasgow as well. So funnily enough, the other person from City of Glasgow also worked alongside me when I was doing the boot camp sessions. So when I worked as a boot camp instructor, she was actually the HIIT instructor. So that's the only reason I really knew her. I never seen her around college or anything like that. The only reason I knew her was because she'd been running these HIIT sessions. So yeah, it was quite a surprise when I heard that she was signing up for WorldSkills. I was like, oh, this is great. Can't wait to see if we both make it into the finals. It's always kind of like a little bit of competition as well, a little bit of friendly competition. Of like, I'm chasing after.
I was just going to ask you, obviously, how, have you guys obviously got in contact with each other, or have you sort of like shared some ideas? Or is it a little bit like, well, you are my competition as well?
So I think we're viewing it as more of like a City of Glasgow kind of team.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
And moving it forward as a sort of unit.
Team Glasgow, Team Scotland, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we're very much banded together, and we're talking about different sessions that we're going to be making, or different ways that we can sort of implement different techniques or strategies, or there's loads of different things that we've kind of been talking about, because we've got like a little group chat set up where we can kind of fire back ideas back and forward. So yeah, I think it's very much we've banded together, but I think when it comes down to it, we're going to be like, we know exactly what we're doing here, but I'm going to try and do better than you.
I love that.
I think the friendly competition is definitely going to up our game that little bit more.
That's great. So you're taking, Scotland flags with you as well? With you, are you going full on kilts? I don't know. What are we expecting?
So I never actually thought about that. I think that's a good shout.
Here we go.
I'm meant to be going down into Glasgow to go and pick up all of my pre-travel kit type thing. So we're getting the t-shirt, we're getting the hoodie and everything like that. And then so we've got to go and pick all that up. And my client's meeting me down there as well. So it might be a case that we just kind of nip into town for a little bit, see if we can find a wee flag, I mean, I won't be flying it out of the side of the plane, but I mean, it'll feel like a grand entrance. But yeah, no, I think that's a good shout. That's a good shout. Thanks for
We're going to get some Scottish dancing as well, a bit of Highland fling.
I'll tell you, the knees won't do it.
I mean, I've just spotted I've spotted the guitar behind you there. So are you into music as well? Is that a clue there?
Yeah, I love music. I used to play music all the time when I was in high school. I still play from time to time. I actually started off on the ukulele. That was one of my favourite instruments. And I moved into higher music at school, and I started playing more drums, and then I played a bit of actual guitar. So it was like a very easy transition from guitar or from ukulele onto guitar, and then drums as well kind of always sat well with me. I tried to do a little bit of kind of orchestra type stuff. Wasn't really for me. It didn't really like the bass, the cello, stuff like that. I just didn't really resonate with me. But I used to be in the cadets, so pipe band was always there. So people would always come up with their snare drums and the drumsticks, and I always used to kind of mess about with that. So yeah, always kind of being musically inclined. Very, very much a creative person. So
right. So we have a singing PT. That's basically what we're expecting this weekend.
Maybe
right?
Not quite singing. I mean, singing that's a little out of my my lane. I mean, maybe like I'll play like I don't even know what I can play on guitar anymore. It's been so long. But yeah, no, I very much like my musical instruments. It's something I definitely need to get back into. But I do like the creative aspect. I mean, I've painted it myself. I've decorated it all myself. I'm very much almost kind of like a jack of all trades when it comes to, even when it's things about around the house, like putting up shelves, whether it's, playing the, like, I've got so many strange tricks. Like, I do sewing as well. Like, there's so many different aspects that kind of, like, you just wouldn't expect. I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. I'll sew it for you. And people are like, what? Like, you're a personal trainer. What are you playing at? And I'm like, well, I just know it. Like, I'm not sure why I do these things, but I think it was lockdown, actually. I was like, you know what? I am unbelievably bored. Let's go and learn all of these random skills.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. I love that the fact that you've just like used lockdown to your advantage and just so many different things. You probably know how to sew better than I do, which is probably a bit
When you found out about getting through to the finals, how did you feel?
Yeah, it felt very, very good. I'm not going to lie, because I was waiting, because obviously from the heats, we completed the heats, and then we found out, I believe, on the 10th of September. So when we found out on the 10th of September, I got this email through, and it's like, I think they actually sent out an email before it, and it was something to do about getting the email on the 10th, and all I seen was WorldSkills, and I was like, oh, we know, and I opened up, and it was like, okay, so you're getting results, and I was like, oh, you're joking. There's no way.
Teasing you.
we received the email on the 10th, and opened it up, and I was like, this is, I kind of had to look away for a second. I was like, right, okay, let's see if I've got in, hoping and praying. And I looked at it, and it said, you've made it top 8 in the UK, and I was like, you are kidding me. And I honestly, I would never have expected me to get in. I tried my absolute best, but at the same time, it was very much a humbling experience being able to be like, you know what, I've tried my absolute best, it's paid off, and now I'm going to go to the finals and work as hard as I possibly can to try and get this gold. I think it is a very, very good experience. Definitely a massive buzz at the time. You're sitting there, you're like, yes, and you're showing everybody. I'm like, Mum, look at it. Look, I managed to get in top 8 in the UK. She's like, oh, well, share it to the Facebook, Jamie. And I'm like, okay.
I love it how parents call it the Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, they're so out of touch with tech. It's ridiculous. But I'll try and keep my best. I try my best to try and keep on top of it anyway. She's like, yeah, I'll post it on the Facebook, and I'll send it to all my friends. And I'm like, right, okay, right, I'll do that, Mum, don't worry about it. She's like, have you shared that thing yet? And I'm like, right, give me 2 seconds, Mum.
Oh, bless her. That's really sweet. We're going to have to give a shout out to your mum now. What's your mum called?
Debbie.
Shout out to Debbie. Proud mum moment.
This is going on the Facebook, Debbie.
It's going on the Facebook. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So really important question for you, Jamie, then. So obviously there's two of you now from City of Glasgow College.
Yes.
Are you going to bring some medals back to Scotland? This is what we want to know.
Absolutely.
Are we looking at gold and silver here?
I think we definitely are.
Love that.
I mean, obviously
Confidence.
I like to say confidence, I like to stay humble, but I believe that
You're going for
with my
gold,
skill
right?
set, I'm very much going for gold. I think I've been manifesting it. I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go for it. And if I don't get it, it is what it is. But at the same time, I'm going to push my absolute hardest to try and get myself there and hopefully bring my teammate up with me, because I'm obviously going to be getting the gold and she's going to be getting the silver. I mean, it's just how it works. You know, I don't make the rules, but yeah, I'm very, very much going for gold. I'm going to try my absolute best to smash it and bring back some medals for City of Glasgow.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to that, because I know that I think it was back in 2019, Andrew from City of Glasgow got bronze. So he took the bronze.
Yes.
So I think you guys could be due the gold and silver up there, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. So before we obviously leave you, can you give us a little bit more, because you said you've got your own business now. So of course, doing a little bit of where can people find you, reach you, find out obviously about your personal training business? So give us a little bit of give us the details.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm based in Stirling in Scotland, and you can find me through my Instagram, which is at Tawse Fit. So that's JTAWSEFIT. So that's Tawse Fit. And on there, you can find a lot of resources and sort of, I just put out a video yesterday about how to destroy negative self-talk. It's a lot of mindset type things, a lot of self-help things, very tailored towards having a more positive outlook on life and how to kind of tackle the day-to-day things, as opposed to just posting your average workout video. Like, I don't believe that that's the most engaging content for people, and I believe that I have much more power to change a lot of more lives through different type of content. If you're looking to work with me as well, there's an inquiry link tree in my bio, which you can then click on. You can fill out an inquiry form. I'll get a notification through, and we can have a conversation to see how I can help save or change your life.
That's amazing. Well, we've got a new follow of Active IQ for definitely.
Absolutely.
So and I'll be looking at that on social media, and following you with a huge interest as we go forward. Won't you, Anna?
Absolutely.
Before we leave you, then, of course, we must obviously make sure we share this top tip with you. So, of course, we caught up with Angus from the fitness training competition from the AoC team, and he gave us a really good top tip, which was, Anna?
Read the criteria.
Read the criteria. I mean, it sounds like you are doing a lot of homework as it is, but just make sure that you fully read all that stuff, highlight it, read it.
Absolutely. I'll print it out and I'll highlight it on the plane over.
That's what I was waiting for, that highlighter. That's the all important thing.
Absolutely. I'll be highlighting the whole page and just do it all. But yeah,
just don't miss anything. Just make sure you read everything so you don't miss anything. That's the important thing. Absolutely. So Jamie, we wish you all the best of luck for the finals this weekend. Please have a safe journey down to us, won't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Sadly, I won't be there, but the lovely Anna will be there cheering you on. And of course, I think she's expecting full kilt, flags, Scotland flags, lots of, Scottish regalia. So make sure you bring, full, Debbie, your mom, we were expecting to be there. So can you promise us that?
Absolutely. We'll be definitely putting on a little bit of a show. So
brilliant.
I look forward to
I'm sure
seeing
that if you do get the gold and silver, obviously, as we've heard today, that there'll be a massive party planned in Scotland, right? Is that right?
Well, we're going to do our absolute best. We'll book out the City of Glasgow, get everybody up there. There'll be celebrations back here for sure.
Brilliant. Well, I've got my bags packed. Anna, are you ready?
I've got my tartan packed. It's all ready.
We're ready. We're ready for the party. There you go. Jamie, it's been a joy talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck for the weekend.
Thank you so much. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Jamie.
Bye.
Bye.